Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Milia. Hello. This is gonna be another introduction for another project, and this is gonna be the introduction for the project A to C, or the A to C project pan. It was created by the Fantastic Ladies. I will have Jessica linked down below, and yeah, I will have her linked down below. So I haven't done this project before, but I really wanted to do it, and I'm gonna do it all eyeshadow. So I have 26 eyeshadows that I want to heat pan on. They are swatched on my arms. This is a bit hard to see now, is it? Um, this looks very boring. This is the more colorful side of what I selected. So basically I selected an eyeshadow for each letter in the alphabet, and yeah, this is where we are. So let's just start to go through them. The first here one is A, and it comes from the Meet Matrimony palette, and it is the shade Ahmed right here. I do have a slight dip in it, or I have used it. But I mean, I have used pretty much all of these shades, but this is the one that I'm choosing for A. For B, we have a very boring, just a brow bone, like lid eyeshadow primer setting shade. It comes from the Next Gen Nudes palette from Catrice, and it is the shade Basic. So it is just a basic shade. And while we are here, this is my shade for C. It's the shade Classy, and it is swatched right here. For D, I have a single shadow from Catrice, and it's in the shade Diamond Glow. No, Diamond Dust. And that is the swatch right here, and the swatch really does not make it justice because this shade is insane. It's so beautiful. This is my fourth shade. For E, my shade of choice comes from the Neon Earth palette, and it's the shade Eclipse. Oh my god. Which is this one right here. So it's another dark, almost black shade. For F, we have another boring, just plain setting shade. It comes from the Viva La Diva Rock the Ballet palette, and it is the shade Feather. For G, we have this nice transition shade. It also comes from the Neon Earth palette, and it is the shade Gravity, which is this shade right here. For H, this is my shade of choice. It is Half Baked from the Urban Decay Naked One palette, and this is what Half Baked looks like. For I, the shade comes from my Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette, and it is the shade Inhale, which is just like a brow bone highlight shade. Again, a very, very boring shade. The next shade is this one. It's for J, and it is Just a Theory from the Conspiracy palette. I have quite a few shades from this palette in this project, but Just a Theory is this one. For K, I have a dark green matte shade. It's a single from Catrice called Kermit Closer. And this is what that one looks like. For L, we have a pressed glitter. Something fun. It comes from the Rock the Ballet palette again, and it's the shade Late Night. For M, we have another green shade. This comes from the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and it's the shade Military. Let's move on to the other arm. This is for N. It comes from the Next Gen Nudes palette, and it is the shade Noble right here. So it's a very, very light transition shade. This one is for O, and it comes from the Rock the Ballet palette again. I had some problems with some of the letters, like quite a few letters, and I think this was like one of the only shades with O. It's called On Stage. Yeah. For P, we are going with this pink shade, also from the Conspiracy palette, and the shade is called Pigment. Right here, the pink one. For Q, I did not have anything starting with Q, so I decided to go with a shade that has Q in it. And it's this beautiful, beautiful shade. It's a single from NYX. It came in their advent calendar, and it's the shade Antique Gold. Such a beautiful shade. I've never used it, but I mean, it's stunning. For R, we are going back to the Conspiracy palette. It is this white shade. It's the shade Ranch. It's just the first shade, which is a shimmery white shade. For S, we have this shade right here. It comes from the Nude Tude palette here, and it's the shade Selfish, which is this one. For T, we have this transition shade again. It's the last shade from Conspiracy, and it is the shade Tanacon, which is this third shade in the palette. For U, we have this purple one. It was the only one starting with U, so I had to double dip a little bit. It comes from the Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Utopia palette, and this is my pan in every palette currently. But again, Urbanism, this purple one here, was the only one that started with U, so we're doing that one anyway. For V, we have this shade that really looks like nothing, and it's not very good quality. Again, from the Next Gen Nudes palette, and it's the shade Vision. For W, we have this very dark, like, this is very hard to show. This very dark green shimmer shade that comes from the Born to Run palette, and it's the shade Wanderlust, which is beautiful. That's the one. For X, I didn't have anything starting with X, so I chose a NYX shade, and this is what I chose. This light blue minty color. It comes from the Ultimate Brights palette, and it's this shade. Oh my god. Why does it keep turning yellow? It's this shade. I'm gonna stop screaming. For Y, I didn't have anything for Y either, so I chose a shade with Y in it. It is the shade right here, which also comes from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and it is the shade Big Sky. And lastly, for Z, I have this warm crease color. It comes from the Linda Hallberg Infinity palette, and it's the shade Zwicky right here. So those are all of my 26 eyeshadows. This is gonna be a challenge because I'm doing so many project pans with eyeshadows this year. I'm doing my Pandos eyeshadows again. I'm doing a Panda palette. I'm doing the Finish Those eyeshadows. And I also have eyeshadows in other projects. Plus, I'm doing the pan in every palette where I always have an eyeshadow palette in it. So this is gonna be a challenge. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe next year I will do like all makeup agency, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and please subscribe if you love project panning, shop my stash, and just makeup in general. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.